Says Public Protector Busisiswe Mkhwebane's job on the line. That's a question on many's lips since yesterday's High Court decision against her.
Indeed, it ruled that her Estina Dairy Farm report was unconstitutional and invalid. The Democratic Alliance and the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution, CASAC, had asked for the report to be set aside, saying it failed to do the basics.
Judge Tolme found that the Public Protector's failure to investigate all elements brought before her was irrational.
The court also ruled that she failed to properly investigate those implicated in the 224 million rand scandal around the Estina Dairy Farm project in the Free State. She is considering appealing the judgment. There were always going to be big shoes to fill. In October 2016, Public Protector Busisiswe Mkhwebane succeeded Thuli Madonsela, who had significantly increased the visibility of the Chapter 9 institutions. Just 2.5 years into a 7-year tenure of office, Mkhwebane is again on the ropes. Mkhwebane's detractors insist that this is just the latest installment in the saga of the Public Protector's incompetence. And whilst taking the Public Protector to court is accepted as a proper platform, the problem is the number of times her rulings are overturned.
She's had judgments where the judges have said, look, you just don't understand the Constitution in a previous matter. And also, it's the frequency. I mean, if you have a public protector who now and again is overturned by the courts, that's healthy. That's the way the system should be. But if you have a public protector who is repeatedly overruled by the courts, then the judges are clearly saying, you're not the right person for the job.
Other judgments include a report recommending the nationalization of the Reserve Bank, on which she backtracked, and the setting aside of a recommendation by the courts that ABSA pay back more than 1 billion for an apartheid-era bill. But the pertinent question remains, can Mkhwebane be removed from office?
The Zuma faction is very happy with her because she seemed to be allied to them, which she denies, but that is their perception. The Ramaphosa faction is not happy with her. So you could have a situation in which the issue is, for example, discussed in the ANC National Executive, and the Ramaphosa faction win the day, and at that stage the ANC would support removing her. So she's by no means 100% safe. I mean, there are very different opinions within the ANC on whether she's the right person for the job.
To be able to remove, there has to be a finding of either misconduct, incapacity, incompetence. In this particular case, it goes more to the question of competence. So a motion will have to be passed in Parliament. And of course, after Parliament has approved, then the President then can announce their removal.
Meanwhile, Mkhwebane has vigorously rejected the latest court judgment, saying that the report was never a final one and indicating that she will consider lodging an appeal. Lehana Tsotetsi, SABC News, Johannesburg.